Obviously, it's Christmas. I just bought a new table. I bought it from IKEA, so you have to like assemble it, right? And so I bought this table, I assembled it, and I got a massive dopamine hit. Like, I was very surprised by how big it was. And then I went to bed, but I really couldn't sleep because of all the epinephrine or adrenaline and dopamine in my system. And what happened was the next day, I got random urges, nofap urges, so to like watch porn, which is very interesting because I'm over 90 days now, and so I did not expect that. So I have been dealing with that for the past 2 days, and I actually had to pull the plug and started loading dopamine into my system through YouTube, watching like YouTube videos that give you like high dopamine, right? Because the last thing I want is to watch porn, and I want to avoid that. And that's the right thing, because I think porn is the biggest dopamine hit. And also, if you have a habit like I did for a decade of watching porn over and over again, if you start, it's very hard to stop. So it's just better to offload the dopamine to something else. So if you have like a side habit to, for example, if you're addicted to porn or you're habitually watching porn right now, you have a side habit of maybe drinking coffee or smoking or something, like offloading the dopamine to your side habit that still gives you like an unhealthy dopamine boost is better than if you were to just watch porn, for example. So this is what I've done. I have offloaded into watching YouTube. And the next step on how you fix this is you have to slowly cut down on the dopamine. So you have to slowly consume less and less content in my example, but for your example, maybe just measure how many like cigarettes you smoke a day or how many coffees you drink or whatever your choice of dopamine is. Just measure how much you do it and very slowly start cutting it lower and lower. And so things like listening to music and things like socializing can also increase dopamine levels, but they are more healthy. And so even if you do something productive like socializing, like listening to music or like assembling a table, if you stop doing it, you will still get the cravings for dopamine. That is something that not a lot of people talk about, and it's very important to understand. And that is why it's important to have a plan. So the plan here is, and look, things like this I do all the time with my clients, so this is not a new thing for me, it's just new to me because it hasn't happened for a long time that I gotten a positive dopamine hit and then I crashed. Because I never expected assembling a table. How could that give you a dopamine hit? Well, I guess it can. It's a humbling experience for me. So what's going to happen now is I measured how much YouTube I watched yesterday. And so I'm going to try to watch less today, which is going to be super easy because I watched like 5 or 6 hours yesterday. And yeah, just keep going on with my day normally. And obviously I'm free to supplement dopamine with other stuff. So one of the things that I will do is a cold plunge. The gym I go to has a cold plunge, like a bath filled with cold water. And also I can listen to music as much as I like, which is also a source of dopamine. So yeah, that's the idea. Just lower the dose over time. Yeah, so that way you reduce cravings. It's actually something very similar that I am doing right now with coffee. So I realized that my coffee use, although is within like the scientifically healthy limits, is too much, and it is causing me to have a bit of an extra anxiety that I don't really want in my life. And right now as well, I'm just not looking to have more tension in my life. And so that's why I already started cutting out coffee from my daily schedule. So I have actually started measuring. I bought this tiny little jewelry scale, and I started measuring how many grams of coffee I consume. And so I'm slowly cutting it down. I started with 16 grams per day, and now today I'm at like 7 grams So as you can see, I mean, this is just the end of 1 cup of coffee with 7 grams of actually ground coffee in it. But yeah, so that's one of the ways, that's one of the techniques to do it. And that is not nofap, but that is a way you can quit porn as well, which is to obviously measure like how much you watch porn and just reduce it over time. And for the most addicted people, this works the best, because it's so hard to quit cold turkey when you're addicted to porn. You're used to relapsing. So if you actually start controlling the use of porn, it will give you this new wave of motivation, and it will give you just a new perspective of what you are capable of, and it will give you proof of concept that, hey, I can actually achieve things and I can live life on my own terms. So that is very cool, and I feel like I would do people and myself a disservice if I was just simply stuck with nofap videos. Obviously, nofap is the key part. For many guys who are stuck watching porn, the first thing that they need to do is to quit porn. But getting your dopamine under control is such an essential thing, and you have to be able to do that as well. So as I said, guys, I'm bringing back these daily episodes. I'm thinking about calling it Dopamine Warriors or something similar. And so instead of clickbaiting with nofap day 1000, whatever, what it was before, we're just going to do better quality stuff. And yeah, just basic digital hygiene that people just do not talk about, and everybody needs to figure it out for themselves. But I think that's wrong. I don't think you should have to figure it out all for yourself. I think there should be a source that you can go to, and that's why I'm creating these guides as well, guys. So thank you very much for watching, and if you're interested and you like this video, subscribe and like. Yeah.